Hey everyone, and welcome to a quick tutorial here in Prehistoric Kingdom. Yeah, this is actually my first tutorial so far, and this is actually because of popular demand. So today we're going to have a look into circular buildings, and especially into bigger circular and half circular buildings, just like the building here in the back, or this viewing platform here in the front, or even these kind of shading thingies in front here that are also all in a circular shape. Now, what you have to understand, first of all, in today's tutorial is it's all about how to make these things perfectly aligned and also make sure that this is easy building for you. It's going to be a very quick and simple tutorial, and you'll be able to build exactly what you see right now in front of it, how this looks and feels. So we are going to go into a space where we do actually have the same space, actually. We're going to go here, and we're doing some little things here. First of all, it's very important that you understand the idea behind this game and how the building works. Now, you do have the grid option and you have a non-grid option. For this tutorial, you will use the grid to your advantage. Now, what you are going to do, you're basically going to search for a small piece that you are going to put in the middle, and that will always be your reference piece. I would always go for a round one. I don't know why, but it's important that you start with a piece like that. So we are going to enable the grid, make sure that this is always enabled, and then you go in and click once. This is how it started, okay? So you have this piece over here, and now it's very important that you are going to take something like a wall. This is very important because these pieces work the best. Now we're going to take, let's say, a small wall, and if you go in, you see the following. This piece actually sits on the middle of the grid, and this is what we want, exactly what we want. Now you can see that the grid is created and this piece is in the middle, okay? This is where, as I said, this is going to be your reference piece. If we are moving around, we can see this is going exactly through the middle. If we do make that smaller to a 2-meter grid, you can see it's sitting exactly in the middle of these two axes. Now, this is kind of working like in school when you have this little tool in which you can draw perfect circles. This is how you do the same over here. So what we would do, we're going to go, and it depends on how big you want to make the circle. Let's say we want to make something that big, What you're going to do now, you're in this building, and now you're duplicating it with the option on the grid. You have two options to duplicate. It's Control D for just duplicating on the grid, or Control V, which opens the advanced building menu. But you don't want to have this just now. You'll have that later. Now what we're going to do, we're just basically copying this, press down Z to rotate, and then the important bit is that you align this little nubsy in the middle, which is our log. The log piece is going to be aligned exactly in the position. Boom, there you go. Then you can go in, delete one of them because you only need one. Select all of them again, do the same thing again, and now you have this setup, which is basically a cross setup over here. You could now go ahead and delete these inner pieces because we don't need them, and you can delete one of these again. Now if you've done that, you can basically select everything, and now the important bit is that you have deleted the middle pieces, because now by holding down Control, you can just click the middle piece again. You can see now it's left out, and that is important. What you have created now is a selection with a perfect middle spot. This log piece was always meant to be keeping the middle spot. If we press V now, it opens the advanced building menu. And as you can see, the advanced building menu, the grid, is located in the exact center of those pieces. If we switch over now to the rotation edit, you can see that I'm basically editing this on a perfect circular axis. You can now rotate this however you want. Now let's click once. And basically do the same, but now we copy it. Hold down Control V, and it brings up this menu again, and now you can just basically copy it once over. Click, do another one, click, do another one, click, click. You get the idea, This is how you do it. Move it once further, and there you go. The perfect circle is done. It is super simple. The only thing you have to keep in mind is this middle piece is your best friend, okay? This is your best friend you're going to have. There are some other ways of doing it, but this way you can go a bit more into detail. I'm going to show you how. This is like a normal circle we have over here, but we want to have something more detailed, okay? Let's say we want to make like a raised platform, so to say. So what we're going to do, we are basically going to look for a circular piece again. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be that one. You can use whatever piece you want, but always make sure to click the grid. This is important. And as you can can see over here now, this is not sitting on the grid middle piece again, which is because you haven't started with this piece. You could easily go and use that one again. So we are going to do this. We are going to use this one again because we are already in this build. Let's go in and we are going to build this thing. Yeah, let's go with this thing. You know, I want to go with this one. Okay, but this time I'm going to build this all a little bit more detailed, okay? So what we're going to do, we're just making that a little bit more smaller. The smaller you make these pieces, the better your circle will look later on. I'm going to show you exactly how. So I'm going to put this down and we're just going to build from over here something more detailed. So I'm just going to build something like this. This would looking like outside, and then I also want to have some kind of concrete bottom over here. Let's put that one as, whoops, concrete. Hello. There you go. That was just a little autosave. So what we're going to do, we're just going to bring this up, change this into concrete, advanced edit. You know, that's not important for the rotation, but you know, just so you have it, and then you bring it up. There you go, just put it here. And now this is the centerpiece, so that means you need to go to the center. If you want to make like a staircase that is in the middle and you want to reach it by a tunnel, which I think could look fairly decent, let's do this real quick, okay? So we are going to create a very simple staircase, okay? So I don't have a size reference here, so I'm just going to make this out of my head. Let's do it that way, and another one. That way, and now let's select all these three, bring them down. I have no idea actually if this is working or not, so let's just do this just one more time, bring it all down to over here, and one more time so we have it in the middle. Yeah, that's neat. I don't need this more. Oh, this is just a big step. Don't want to have this big step. Okay, click, and now we can actually drag that a little bit further out. So this is actually fitting into the middle. Let's say this way, boom, done. And you can see this is our little thing. We need a fence. Let's just put a fence to the outside. So we have a fence. Let's use that one. You can raise it, you can lower it, whatever you want. Oh, it's nearly the perfect size. Look at that. We are just going to bring that here. Oh, it's because I kept the rotation and scale, whatever. So there you go. Want to have that a little bit thicker. There you go. Place it down. Perfect. That's the piece we are going to work with. You don't need more than that. You just go in here, duplicate on the grid, search for the middle spot. There you go. Delete this piece in the middle once. Then you're going to select everything like so. Deselect that one again. Do the same rotation again. Search for the middle spot. There you go. Perfect middle spot. Since this time you haven't copied the piece in the middle anyways, you can just once click. And now as you have this one, now important bit is you switch over to the advanced copy. This is by Control V. This opens that menu, and from over here sometimes it creates stuff like that. Then you just want to switch to the global editing, and this brings it back to the normal piece, and then you can just go down, and if you see that there is a gap in between those pieces, you just lower that down to 0 degrees, and then there you go. You just click once, and from over here you just keep rotating. You know, it always is even better if you have the rotation angle, let's say 5 degrees. Does it actually work? 5? No, 5 is too less actually. But if you can keep the rotation, that's always the best, because that will always create the perfect gap in between those. If you do it by hand, you are likely making mistakes like I did over here, and this is where the lack of the undo feature is actually a bit more obvious. So what we need to do now is select them all again, deselect that piece in the middle, and then you can just do the copying again. I hope that I think we were lucky that this, no, we weren't lucky. Okay, well, anyways, you now have to deal with a little bit of a problem here. Anyways, you get the idea. Now you have this little bit over here, and then what we could do, you could now go in and actually delete exactly one bit in the middle. Now it's actually double here. Let's just use that piece a little bit more often. Click, 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 so that we do create like a tunnel in here. Oh my god, that's taking ages. But I guess you get the idea. This is now because I did duplicate that a few times too often. Let's do this again. So this is where you would now create the opening for, let's say, a tunnel that leads into this thing, and then people could go in from the outside and then just enjoy this viewing platform like so, almost like in an arena. I have no idea how small I have to do that, but let's just delete these pieces. There you go. You have this opening. Now people can move in, and it's, you know, it's pretty simple. It's pretty that simple, and you can do whatever you want with this rotation trick. If you just want to have something half, you can always do it in a slightly different way. Therefore, I'm just going to show you how you do that. Again, use this piece and then search for any kind of piece that you want to align with that one. Let's go a little bit further out. And now, obviously, what you want to do is just align that again, so you have a proper double stack, so to say. Now you can, I just forgot to delete that, do it that way. And don't forget to edit this building, deselect this one, and now you can go into advanced edit and keep on clicking these things, because then you create basically like a half roundish wall back there. You can see it. So that's how you do it. And then you have this half roundish wall. If you want to, for example, have like a tighter one, you can always just go closer to the middle point, just like so. Copy that. Make sure to delete these pieces again. Well, I deleted one too much. Now you have the issue that I want to avoid. But you know, as long as you work with the grid, it doesn't really matter. You can always get the piece and head down to the middle. Sometimes you have to keep the grid in a different spot, and then you just look for the middle piece. Oh, well, actually, this time it doesn't work because I had it in the middle of the grid. So you have to deal with those two. But it doesn't matter because we have already created the middle. So you can actually just do it that way. Search for the middle, which is there, and now you can utilize this one. It is basically the same, and now you just create a smaller angle, or it's basically a smaller diameter of the rotation. Then delete the pieces you don't need to have for your build. Let's quickly do that. There you go. This is how easy you can make rotations. It's very simple. Like, there is not really magic or whatever involved. It's just using the grid piece as like a circular tool, and then that is basically all you need to know. That's all you need to know. There's not more that you need to take into consideration to build amazing shapes like that, or like whatever, you name it. You know, your creativity is unlimited if you have an idea how to utilize the middle pillar, and that's basically how you want to do it. I hope you guys found this helpful. I will do more tutorials as soon as the game is in a more advanced status, but I'll keep it today for today. You know, that's what you guys wanted. Hope it was helpful. If it was helpful, let me know in the comments down below. If you have questions to this technique, also let me know in the comments down below. I will most likely answer them. And now, enjoy your time. Stay safe.